Worrying thing for Newcastle is there are still 25.5 minutes to play. McParland introducing Slight home. He's carrying half of the northeast with him. Litchfield. No let up from the Saints. McParland whips it off to the left. Pearson. No let up. No easing of the gas pedal. No mercy from the champions. More dominant tackles than anybody else in the Gallagher Premiership this season, Tom Pearson, and plenty dominant collisions with the ball tucked under one of those bulging biceps as well. They've done the first part of the job. Off the top from Chick. Hutchison, route one, slipping tackles, sliding up to the line. Held just short, but penalty advantage. Might be more punishment coming.
That's a try.
But they're over, they've got the try. Newcastle finally have something, and Callum Chick, who else, is over.
It's a yellow card as well, I think, to Cowan Dickey. It was him that slid in and prevented the ball coming back. Did wonder whether they'd lost control of the ball as they went over the line. Let's just have a look as he goes over the line. Just keeps it under his torso, doesn't he? Regardless of whether the hands start to lose control, the ball's put down by the body.
Tom Litchfield. Little stop and go. Round Waghorn. Cleaves, fortunately for Quins, in the right spot. Pearson. Stopped low by Canningham. Makepeace Cubitt, lovely stepping. What balance. The offload superb as well. And Hafar is not far away. Here's Pearson!
That is brilliant patience, because it looks like when Hafar makes his step that maybe he's made the wrong decision, but he keeps the ball alive. And the angle of Pearson to come from Hafar's right shoulder to the left where the gap is. There's the little break, little show and go. Powers through the next contact. And then Makepeace Cubitt steps inside. And then that repositioning from Pearson is outstanding. And he's got the reach to go with it.
Can Falcons get over the line? Blameyer squirming. Under a metre to go. Penalty advantage Newcastle. They won't need it. The try scored at last. At long, long last. And it looks very much like the milestone man on his 150th. Callum Chick has breached that threshold.
Well, what a response that is. We heard Steve Diamond saying in the previous games they've stayed in the fight, and they haven't been in the fight at all today. They're now back into a bit of a scrap. The initial scrum putting huge pressure on Dan Cole without a back row forward behind him, and then off the resulting penalties, the pick and go first of all from Blameyer, and then the latch is really, really good.
Still we go. Ram head down, and now Langdon, who played such a big part in getting Northampton to where they are. Pollock looks interested. Mitchell to Hendy. Oh, just wonder if Ram was open, if he was the option, but this close. Pollock with Mayana Vanua. Pollock goes! Too many black shirts there. Willis told to give up whatever he's doing. And Saints go through and they score, and it is Pearson. And you're tempted to say hello.
Hey, I'm saying hello. The carries, the venom in the carries, the aggression, completely different from Northampton Saints so far in this second half. We're only 10 minutes in. Tom Pearson, fantastic athlete, has been excellent. So has Curtis Langdon. He's not trying to bulldoze through. He's letting that first tackler come, beating them and making ground. Saints do look transformed, ball in hand.
McDonald to Lockwood. Heavy Bears defence, marshalled by Jordan Crane, former Tigers number 8. Blameyer again. Pick and jam from Callum Chick. 2 metres out. McDonald eyes the line. Van Alt will ride side saddle here. McDonald breaks. Bristol hold him. Adam Brocklebank, who's never scored a try for Newcastle. 137th attempt to do so today. Mata turns him onto his back. Penalty advantage to the Falcons. Chick will score. All that bludgeoning, all that patience from the Falcons, and they have something to show for their first half toil. Callum Chick touches down.
Well, we talked about Newcastle having the opportunities in that Bristol final third. It was well organised, very patient attack from Newcastle.
Spot on there, the ball
direct
from 8 to that first pickup.
I was just thinking the way that Lichfield and Dingwall have been interchanging. I think when Dingwall goes to 12, he's often the ball player, and when Lichfield goes to 12, he's often the carrier. So you don't need a carry when the big smoke comes off the back of the base, though.
Never mind all those pretty patterns. Never mind the piano players, because the piano shifted emphatically by a meaty Samoan and a rip-roaring Englishman. Tom Pearson with try number 7.
I think Pearson following in there with a good carry and a good finish is just reward, because he's somebody who seems to, obviously he burst onto the scene, fantastic player. I think one of the most exciting back rows in the league, and I think this is another situation where he now needs to put his hand up and say, I am going to be the man in this back row, with Courtney Laws moving on, Lewis Ludlam moving on.
McDonald down and the drive on the front, mixing things up for Falcons, and they're 1 metre away. Byrne at the base. Brantingham is there as well with McDonald. McDonald pops it off to Hawkins, who did well just to gather it in. Advantage comes. Pop to the side, and the Falcons over the line. Placing it as well. Newcastle get a second. And underneath the bodies, it's the captain, Callum Chick.
Really well worked at the line out. Newcastle did something a little bit unusual. They won the ball towards the front, but actually shift drive at the front. And Bev Rod did a superb job of getting it on the ground. It really was nice play from Newcastle. Bev Rod saved the try, but then Newcastle got into this power game, and you don't expect Newcastle to overpower Sale Sharks here.
Smith. That's real pace from Northampton in that midfield. The players know each other so well. Dingwall and Hutchinson, that's wider for Pearson. Oh, he's straight through. He loves making those runs, and they love finding him. What an angle. Just slightly wider of those initial defenders around the ruck. And he comes late, and he comes from deep. He loves scoring tries. Second of the season now.
If you don't want to miss the best moments from the Gallagher Premiership, subscribe now.